Hi, and welcome to Traveling Marlins. What are we doing this week? We are prepping. Yep, we're preppers. Yeah. Well, like they say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So I'm a planner, Mark's a planner, and it helps us with our psyche so we don't go crazy. But I'm not one of those that can really just do a trip and then hope that we find places along the way. That would make me crazy nervous. So because of our size and our weight and everything, I just feel like I can't chance it. So I plan everything pretty much. We planned this trip about 6 months ago, and I started making the reservations then. But now what I do is review those reservations and make sure that everything is still okay. For example, I'm glad I did that because, and I'm gonna look down at my computer here, right here, which is our first stop. And by the way, this is our trip. Going along, we're going this direction east all the way down into Florida. The reason why you see like a little trip up this way and then one down this way is because we're not fully decided on how we're going to come back. So we have a little bit of time before we have to make those reservations. And we would love to go up a little north this direction, but we don't know how the weather's going to be. So we're going to hold off a little bit on that, on coming back. But going back to what I was talking about, I'm glad that I reviewed, because when I started looking at my emails, I had a note to look for the reservation email for our first stop, which is right here. It's the Pecan Orchard RV Park, and I didn't have the email. So I called them, and sure enough, it didn't go through. She said that they had changed website reservation systems, and she didn't have the reservation. So it's a good thing that I reviewed this, and I made the necessary reservations that we needed for this stop. The other stops, I do have the confirmation emails, so we're good along the way. And by the way, the name of this software that we use is called RV Trip Wizard. We love this program, and I mentioned this at one of the other videos that I did, but we'll feature this program soon so you can see the ins and outs of this, but it's a great little program. After we hit that RV park, we are going to a state park, which has really great reviews. And you can see, I'll show you a little bit about this program. If you hit park details, you can see where individuals have uploaded pictures. And I really appreciate that, because those are the real pictures. It's not the ones that the RV park posts, because you know they're going to always post the good ones. And sometimes there are pictures down in this area that you're thinking, not sure about that. But this one looks great. And I'll just kind of skip through some of the pictures because there's a bunch of them. So it looks really nice, doesn't it? Oh, there's some people eating. Yay! Then also with this program, you can click on features, and you can read through all of these and see what it shows. So this state park has a lot to offer. There's also reviews that you can go through and read. If you look up here in the green, you'll see that it's 4.5 stars out of 5. So that's great. You can read their tips as well as ask questions. And I love this feature too. You can kind of get a glimpse of the weather. And it's not coming through for some reason, but typically it does. So I'm going to close that. And then our next stop along the way is right here, and it's Twin Lakes RV Resort, we're going to be staying a week there. It's hard to say a month. A week there, and it's a very nice park as well. So I'll just kind of skip through some of those pictures that people have posted. So, and again, it has lots of features. You can read the reviews, and again, you can either look up in the green area here or right here, and you can see how people have rated it. Tips from RVers, and you can ask questions. Let's see if this weather works. Yes, this one does. So that's a really nice thing to have as well. So after that stop, that's a stop on the way also. So we're staying at Suwannee River and Suwannee River Rendezvous, and there's some pictures of it, so it looks great as well. Features, reviews, tips, and weather. After we leave there, we are going down. Where is it? We're going down here. I know it looks like this is our next stop, but it isn't. That's on the way back. Or actually, that's the next stop, so we're backtracking a little bit. We are going to the Prevost Expo, which is in West Palm Beach. So we stay at the Fairgrounds there. So we'll be there for almost a week, and that's a lot of fun. We've been there, gosh, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, 5 maybe. Then after that stop, we're going back up here to Orlando, and we're going to stay at the Disney Fort Wilderness Resort and Campgrounds. It's supposed to be fantastic. We've heard wonderful things about it. It's our bucket list. So this is kind of our main stop, that and the Prevost Expo. But it's supposed to be fantastic, and we've never been to Disney World. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope the weather's going to be nice. It's supposed to be. And we are going to meet our youngest son and his family there. They're going to be there for a few days. So I'm excited about that. And then after that, as I said earlier, it really depends on the weather. Make sure there's not another Arctic blast coming through. But we'd love to be able to go up in this part of the country because we want to go to a place where they make the MagnaShades. Those are the shades that you can put on the outside of your awning. And Mark has talked to them on the phone or email, I think on the phone, but they haven't done a shade for our type coach before. So they would love to see it. They wanted us to send pictures, and I think he sent some, but it would be better if they had the bus right there on site, and then they can build a really good custom awning, or screen, awning screen. I guess it's called a screen, Magna screen, but or MagnaShade. I'll get it right here in a minute. But anyway, I'm hoping that works out because it'd be a great time to do it. And then this next little place that I put down is called The Gardens, and it's an RV port home community that we've been invited to go see, and we'd love to be able to take advantage of that and see what that looks like too. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of what we're doing. And again, I revisit this because I haven't looked at it in months, and I make sure that everything is still on the up and up. Mark and I both review it and make sure everything looks good. And then we go on to the other things that we prep for. We typically like to stay at a location at least 4 days. Me personally, I like to stay at least a week to a month at a place because I really want to get absorbed in it. I want to feel comfortable knowing where my grocery store is and our favorite restaurant, and get to know the RVers that are by us, and kind of get to know where the streets are, where you don't have to look at a map, where you really feel a part of the community a little bit. Plus, usually you have better weekly rates and even better monthly rates. So that's just kind of what we think and what we like to do. And also, if the weather turns bad for a couple of days, then hopefully you have some other days that the weather's nice and you can go out and do things. So it kind of pays off. And Mark and I really kind of plan a couple of days when we're somewhere just to go nowhere. Just relax, sit outside or sit inside if it's raining or something, and just enjoy each other's company and just relax. Another thing that we've been prepping, doing, does that make sense? Prepping, doing? Well, whatever. Is our medicines, to make sure we have enough medicine, to order medicine if we need to, just our prescriptions, routine prescriptions. We only have like 2, but still. And then Diesel, he needs his medicines as well. Actually, right now he's on more medicine than we are put together. But and another thing is I wear contacts, and I could tell that I was going to run out of contacts while we were on this trip. So I went ahead and made an appointment with my doctor and had my eyes checked and got a new prescription for the contacts and got those in. So those are ready to go. Then also I ordered some new glasses, picked up a supply of medicine that was ready to go for me. So just things like that, just kind of looking ahead and thinking, okay, what's coming due, because we're not going to be around home to get it done. Another thing that I do is go to Amazon and Chewy.com and Petco.com, and I reschedule my deliveries. For example, with Amazon, I like subscribe and save. And I don't want that order coming and sitting on our porch or having to ask a neighbor to pick it up, putting them out. I don't want to do that when we're gone if I don't have to. So I go ahead and reschedule those so the deliveries don't come while we're gone. Same thing with Diesel's Petco and Chewy orders. I doubled up on his treats and his dog food, so that's all here now, so we shouldn't run out while we're gone. And then with our mail, I'll go online and I will turn our mail off, or to have it held, actually is what they call it, and I'll have that held, and so we don't have to worry about our mail. It's a very good idea to have your dog's shot records with you when you're traveling. So I called the vet and they emailed me the shot records, and I printed those off, and I have them in the bus already. Also with Diesel's medicines, he's on a heartworm medicine that he takes once a month. So I've got that in the box that's ready to go to the bus as well. He's kind of a needy dog right now, but we love him. Like everybody else, we have our favorite meals, and I typically have a list of about 5 or 6 things that we make when we travel, or I make when we travel, and I'll put them in the refrigerator or put them in the freezer. And then I cook on the road as well. I like to cook. But things have changed a little bit this year, and we're having to watch our sugars and our carbs and things like that. So some of the things that I used to cook, I'm not cooking anymore. So if you have any ideas or great recipes that you love for someone that's like pre-diabetic, put them in the comments, please. I'd love to see those recipes. I'd love to try those recipes. So part of the prep that I'm doing is we've gone to the American Heart Association website and looked at their recipes. And I'm going to try some of those recipes here at the house. And if we like them, then make some before we go or while we're on the road, depending on what it is. So typically things that I have been cooking though, or having, is tamales. We pick those up and I buy like 5 or 6 dozen of them and freeze them, and we eat them on different trips because they're great to eat on a trip because they're just easy to heat up and eat. Ginger beef, I really enjoy doing that, making that. Turkey chili, tortilla soup, street tacos, which I think we'll still do that. Charcuterie tray, I usually buy the things to have that when we're going down the road. And so I just started thinking about the meals that we're going to be eating and working on that. Jill, you told me about a bread recipe, so put that in the comments and we'll try it. And you can share it with everybody. And now I'll know if you're watching the video. I was just thinking about the recipes, and everyone has their favorite recipes. So I am going to share in the description below and on the screen a website where you can get to the recipes that I use. And I'd love to see your recipes as well, especially if you have any diabetic recipes or pre-diabetic recipes. That would be great. I'd love it. So let's share. So I'm getting excited. It's been a busy week. It's been a fun busy, and it's going to continue to be busy. So we will keep you in the loop, and we will see you next time.